Can you please look up this thing?
See if we can figure out something.
Hi guys. Honestly, what confuses the life out of me is how no matter how much I prepare to not have a messy start, something with sound will mess that up. Angie, you were super early. Good morning. Morning, Paula Mac. Evie, wouldn't it be weird scrolling on YouTube and seeing your face as a thumbnail? Yeah, especially because they are ever so slightly AI enhanced, because the Zoom feed thing wasn't like great. So sometimes the enhancement makes it look a bit weird. Morning, Lilith. So in an hour-ish, I need to just drop my mom off at her car. Her car is getting service, so she's here today. Just need to drop her off. And I will leave the stream running. But what that means is there is a slight chance that it will still be live when RA goes live, and I won't be able to redirect or end it remotely because for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't sync Studio to your phone very well. Just an early heads up on that. But I trust you all to behave. Also, look at that. I think start of yesterday, I was on, did I say 636? We are so close now. Super close. Okay. Now I need to change to this one. If Adam is here, he can take the reins like before. I don't think he has been on any of the morning ones. Thank you. Maybe, Evie, maybe give me your email address and I will add you. It makes sense to add you as a proper admin anyway, because I don't know, I just like, if one day, if something happens, I need someone to quickly end the stream. So Evie, I think all it would be is literally clicking in. I think it would be in Studio, clicking end stream. Like worst case scenario, just need to end the stream. That's it. I don't care about anything else. Don't care about like, I don't care about it. It would only be if something really bad happens, like corn starts playing. Not corn, but corn, you know. Then I would say like emergency end. But I've lined up 1 hour 55 of an hour there, and then 2 hours 38 of another one after that. So just in case. I did give Adam that much power. It was quite something, I must say. And I went to sleep. So I wouldn't even know. He still has that much power, by the way. Morning, Steve. Yeah, I don't know why you can't, like, you'd think that you'd be able to run things from YouTube Studio on your phone. Maybe they've updated it. Nope. Can't even see the most recent live. So that's part of the problem. Adam and Evie. So cute. Okay, Evie got it. And then I need to do this and give you manager. And then you'll have to accept. To confirm it's really you, an extra layer of security. Sure. Let's verify. So now you guys know what the back end of YouTube looks like, because I think I just accidentally switched over there. All right. Okay, let's go. This is, I put it as day 3, but it's essentially the second day. Steve, basically, I need to take my mom to fetch her car in about an hour, and it's only like 10 or 15 minutes up the road. But I'm going to leave the stream running, and I'm going to trust that people behave. But just in case like corn or something starts playing, I wanted to make sure that there's a backup plan, because apparently other people haven't needed that on YouTube. I want to add another one just as a different one, just in case, because I think the next one might be a bit boring. Okay, anyway, I'll figure that out once we're watching. So basically, if you've missed the last few days, morning Mel, if you've missed the last few days, we started off fully on the woman's side. Now the guy is telling his side. I don't know where I stand. I'm pretty torn. Some of the stuff that she had in her case, like a DUI, turned out to be a lesser, like he agreed to take that instead of the reckless for the sake of not having his license suspended. So it wasn't a DUI. He wasn't drinking. He has been sober for a long time, and seemingly she still drinks, which I don't really like. If you can do it responsibly, don't care if you do. Evie, oh my gosh, your message just killed me. Nearly choked on my own spit. So she made it out like he was this drinker that was like driving drunk, and he didn't work because she did all the work and all of that. Turns out he works in a pretty specific field in emergency medical services, and also it's difficult for him to get shifts because he's constantly with the kids. She has a new person. This is her second boyfriend, I think. The first one, he felt was unsafe around the kids. So it's looking very much like, I don't know, she might have bamboozled us. I can't tell.
So if they attend this year, they'll never have to do that again.
Don't have a question. Hold up. When did you and Victoria have this discussion about the school district?
When Ava was going to be enrolled in kindergarten.
Okay, and is that the last discussion that you've had about that?
No,
Have you had discussion? What's the last time you had discussion?
the last major discussion we had was when we were separating, that Victoria promised she would never pull Ava out of school because it would traumatize her. She's a very routine child, and she likes the comfort and the sustainability and the friendships that she's made. It would completely devastate her.
Just a minute, I asked about the discussion. I didn't.
That was our discussion. That's what we discussed. And so
Okay.
she told me that she would never do that.
When was the discussion?
This would have been probably a month or two after I found out she was having an affair. So that would have been.
Again, give me a date rather than going off on these tangents.
There is no specific date. I would be guessing if there was a date, but it would be around 2 months after Christmas.
Okay, so this is the time that Ava was already in school, correct?
Correct.
And the discussion was, well, it wouldn't be good to take her out of school in the middle of her school year.
No, she
Correct.
promised that they would always go to Gull Lake Community Schools. That was
Always go.
yes, that she would never pull them out of the school.
And was that some sort of a quid pro quo agreement that you gave up something for that negotiated statement?
No, it was just to protect our children. That she was trying to protect her children and I was trying to protect my children, and we both agreed that that would hurt them. And so
Protect them from what?
Protect them from their relationships, their familiarity, their family, the ties with the district.
And the
And
family,
the
the
best
only
school.
family connection would be your side of the family, correct?
Keeping them in the same school district, it isn't about when I went there, it is about them receiving the best education possible, which is from that district, which is bigger than just that.
It's what?
It's bigger. Their education means everything for their success in life, and it's the best school district in the area.
You made a comment that was, I guess, a little surprising to me for whatever that's worth, but you sleep in the same bed with all of your children?
Absolutely, and I love every moment.
That's a yes or no. Thank you.
Absolutely, yes.
So you have a 9-year-old girl sleeping in your bedroom with the other 2 children in your bed? Is that?
Yeah, yeah, and
Do
they
you
love
feel
it.
that is healthy for the relationship?
Yes, they crave it. They ask for it every day. They have not slept in their own beds for probably almost 2 years, year and a half.
So how long do you anticipate that'll go on? When they're all 16 or 17 or what?
I'll take it as long as I can get it, because I know one day I'll wake up and they won't want to be in the bed, and I'll be sad that I don't have that time with them anymore.
Well, rather than leaving it to the children, as a parent, do you think it is healthy for the well-being of the children that you're sleeping with a teenager in your bed?
If Ava wants to continue sleeping in my bed until she's 90 years old, she will.
Victoria had suggested alternatives of the parenting time. In fact, she even said if you wanted the weekends, she'd take the time during the week of the 5 days and 1 weekend a month. Is that something that would be acceptable to you?
No, because that would cut my time that I have the children more than in half, but it does show that she's able to compromise her schedule.
And why would that not be acceptable to you if she's willing to give you the weekends because you were complaining that the weekends were not available to you?
Because then I would only see my children 8 days a month.
Okay. She had also indicated to you if the 4-3 continued on that she would give you the 5th week weekend with some adjustments to her. Would that not accomplish something very similar?
I would be willing to accept it in reverse. If she wants to accept her own deal as that, then I would do that. So just flip it. Instead of it being Victoria that does that, I'll do it.
Okay, tell me what you would be acceptable to you,
I'll be
other than
able
the
to accept
2255.
a 2255 if she would want to do week on, week off, but I don't think that would be good for her or me because the kids would see us. It'd be too long to go without seeing the children. But I just want an equal amount of time, what's fair for the children, what was always supposed to. I'm just asking for an equal amount of time with the children, and however it gets provided, I'm willing to compromise with. But so far, I've never heard a situation where one parent has all the weekends and Mondays forever, and the other parent has zero and no holiday time. That's not equal, it's not half, I'm not asking for more than half. I never filed for full custody. I'm purely just wanting everything to be fair for the children.
All right, let's go to the support. You have not provided any support since the separation in paying any money to Victoria for the care of the children, have you?
When they're with me, I pay what I need.
That wasn't the question. Have you paid any money to Victoria since the separation for support?
Well, pay her for what? I'm confused with what your question is.
It's a yes or no. You paid it or you haven't paid it?
Pay her for what? I don't understand what you're asking.
For support of the children.
I've never given Victoria a check for any reason.
Okay, and you haven't paid any money since the separation for to reimburse her for the insurance payments of $345 a month, have you?
I paid for just over a year's worth, but again, I'm willing to split it with her or provide my own for them.
And my question to you is that since the separation, you have not paid any money to Victoria for the cost of insurance.
That's not true. I paid for a year after for the separation.
When did you pay?
When we divided our assets and financial.
All right, listen to my question.
Your Honor, he did answer the question. He asked and answered.
Well, go ahead, clarify if you can, Mr. Schaefer, but I think he did answer it.
What is the date that you paid, last date that you paid anything for the insurance cost?
When we split up our assets, when we divided everything that we owned, she put down the cost of her medical and I provided 12 months of it up front. So the first full year was paid for, even though I didn't know if she pulled the same job for that long.
That wasn't my question. My question, what date is the last date you paid anything for insurance?
We're gonna have to go.
It was a whole year worth. I don't know what the date that would have been.
Gentlemen, hold
on.
hold on if we can. Unfortunately, we just had a fire alarm go off in our building, so we have to vacate. Hold on, it's off. Must have been an error or something, so go ahead, I'm sorry.
But we might get a notification.
If we see flames, Judge, we'll tell you.
Okay.
Since a year ago from this date, have you paid anything for dental bills?
Yes, I paid for Everly to get a tooth pulled.
And what was the date that you paid?
I would have to look up in the records, but I'm sure I could find it somewhere.
You don't know what date it was?
Not off the top of my head, no.
How much did you pay?
It was over 500, less than 1,000.
Were you and Victoria living together at that time?
No,
You said you went to Seattle for training. How long were you in Seattle?
I was in Seattle for approximately 5.5 days.
Who cared for the children during that time?
Victoria had them for most of that, and my parents on the end of it had them.
So your parents do step in on times that you are not available to be with the children, correct?
Correct.
And your statement that you were always with your children when you had the parenting time is not totally accurate, correct?
Correct.
Okay. When the children are with you, are they all still bathing in the sink?
Not Ava, just Eli, the 3-year-old, and Everly,
Yeah.
Back to the sink.
but they enjoy that time.
You gave some testimony about a septic system not being to par, as I understand it, to warrant different plumbing in the house. Did I understand that correctly?
No, in order for lakes to expand or make additions or add extra bathrooms, you have to call the health and safety department to come and approve it. And recently they have came and approved a new septic system plan and allowing an addition on the lake, but you can't just add bathrooms on a lake when there's no city sewer. So there's a whole
Okay,
process.
so you haven't got the permits to do any additional things, correct?
The permits haven't been issued, they've been approved, correct? So I'm not paying for them, they've just approved the plan for when I want to, correct?
You said that you have a plan to purchase the property. Do you have a signed agreement to that effect?
No, I was just with my parents, they tried to give me the house for free and I just told them that I would pay for it. They were gifted the home by their parents.
What are the terms of this agreement to purchase the house?
That I will pay $130,000 for the home
When?
whenever they want me to stay there because they love me and the kids being around.
I need to have a talk with my mom,
And when
find out
was
why
this
she hasn't
agreement
gifted me a
entered into?
house.
This agreement, just verbally within the
Okay.
last year. Then we continue to talk about,
What year?
there's no written agreement. It's just something that my parents have always wanted, was for me and the kids to live on the lake.
No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Moldovan, any redirect?
Yeah, now how often, Jesse, do you use your parents to watch the kids?
How often do I use them to watch
Yeah.
kids? I never used them to watch the kids. I did when I went to Seattle, but usually I just go over and we hang out. They miss seeing them. Usually on school nights, we don't get to go over and hang out with them as much, so they have a lot of time where they have not been able to see their grandparents.
Had you and Victoria discussed that arrangement for you to take the Seattle trip, with respect to the parenting time? Or no?
No,
Okay. Obviously, your parents showed up, to pick up the kids on your day? Is that how it worked?
correct.
Okay. And how often are you helping out? This was a trip for your brother, right? Or your
Right.
brother's business?
Correct.
How often are you helping your brother with this business?
This was the first real work trip with them. I don't have a flexible enough schedule anymore to just do this
Okay.
full time.
So, no, speaking of that so your flexible schedule is because of your job right now?
Right.
Is that, and that's flipping homes or whatever, right?
Right, but I'm not going to continue flipping. When I receive some sort of permanent schedule, I will find a different job, but everything I call, no one just works Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Okay, so as this schedule that you've been following, it's been a schedule out of convenience for Victoria?
Just for Victoria, but it's hard to find a regular job that only works you Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Okay, so do you believe Victoria had to make had to make adjustments to her work schedule to do this parenting schedule?
I think that she's always worked 4 days a week. I think that they gave her the choice of having Friday off or Monday off, and she chose Monday. But I'm with the kids the whole entire actual work week.
Okay, and when you guys, if you looked at the calendar, is it fair to say that there's 4 nights of the week the children sleep at Victoria's house and 3 nights they sleep at your house?
Correct.
Okay. However, if we look at the days, do you pick them up early Tuesday morning?
Right, 8 a.m.
And then when do you drop them off on Friday?
Friday, 4:30.
So was that a schedule, something that you guys had discussed to make it so it was roughly equal?
No, this was never discussed to make it equal. It was just me at the beginning helping Victoria with her work schedule. It was always supposed to be temporary.
Okay. And again, it was your guys' kind of thought process that to limit childcare?
Right, to never have the children in an actual child or daycare.
Okay, so so your long-term plan will be to, get a different job outside on top of the flipping the house job?
Correct, I'll always continue to buy and sell real estate. I'll work a normal 30-40 hour job, and then I'll also continue the emergency response plan.
Okay, is that something you think you can you'll be able to sustain and support yourself on?
Yes,
When you were working for that solar energy company, what were you earning?
I was earning $35 an hour, working approximately 60 hours a week.
Okay, so what would that equate to? Probably 60,000-70,000 a year, or what?
I never worked there for a full year, but it was about 7 months, I would say.
Okay, so if you were to go back and work for them full-time, you'd have enough income to support yourself and the family?
Absolutely, then they would definitely want me back,
All right,
but they work the weekdays.
I got you.
They don't work weekends.
If, what you said that the children going to Gull Lake is no longer school choice after this year?
Correct, if they go this year, they're then considered permanent Gull Lake students. So they would never have to file for a school of choice anymore. It would just be, they're always enrolled in Gull Lake Community School District.
Okay, and, so that won't be an issue that you have to apply for each year after this year?
Correct.
Okay, and it's my understanding, both you and Victoria, applied for the school for Gull Lake schools for this most recent school year?
Correct.
This one coming up in the fall, I should say?
Right.
Okay. What did you have to submit?
We had to submit a final school of choice document showing why they would like to go there, and if they'd ever been there before, if they have any siblings in the school district, or if they've had any family members or whatnot in the district, and then they want to see if there's any family ties to the district. They're just trying to judge people's, how they've been in the district and why they want to be there.
Okay, and I think Mr. Schaefer asked you about, what research you did. Did you talk to other people, about the school and Penfield schools versus Gull Lake schools and things like that?
Yep, I've talked to people, friends. I went to Delton for a few years, and it was not a great school district. My father went to Penfield for a few years. He didn't like it. He ended up teaching at Gull Lake Community Schools for almost 30 years.
I'm going to object to the opinions, hearsay of third parties, Your Honor.
Sustained.
That's fine. So you feel you've done enough investigation and to make a decision as a parent?
Correct.
Okay. So the sleeping arrangement, do you believe that's not appropriate?
I feel it's very appropriate that they sleep with me. That's what they want. It makes them feel safe.
Okay. Do you, yeah, I mean, is it fair to say that you have a pretty tight bond with these children?
Absolutely. And one day when they don't sleep in my bed, I'll miss it. I know.
Okay. Nothing's inappropriate about it.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. And again, you guys I've been following this 4-3 overnight schedule for almost a year.
Correct.
But was it your idea or your understanding that would never be the rate of the permanent?
It was just my willingness to compromise when things weren't out of hand.
And what do you mean by that? Your willingness to compromise because there was a different schedule from before, or what?
Because I was always told at the beginning that when we were going to divorce, that she told me she'd never try to take the kids from me, and that we would have equal amount of time. And when I received the first divorce documents, she was filing for full physical and legal custody. And so I had to obtain a lawyer to defend my rights as father.
And again, you think an equal arrangement that gives you some weekend time?
Right. So when I agreed to that schedule, it was before those papers were filed to me.
Okay.
And now they're being tried to make permanent.
Why do you want some weekend time with the kids?
They miss bonding with me. They always ask to come over and have friends over. They want to play on the lake or go swimming when it's not just summertime, or want to go on the ice or wake up and just have fun family time. And I don't get any of that.
Okay.
They don't get any of that.
So you want the weekends so you can have more family time on the weekends when the kids are outside of school? Is that accurate?
Right. They just miss playing with me at the house.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Schaefer, anything else?
Yes, follow up. When you get this real 40-hour or 30-hour week job, that is going to go contrary to your ability to personally care for the minor children during the weekday. Is that not true?
No, because when I'm searching, I'll find one that's maybe 3 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day, knock it all out when I don't have the children. And that would sustain, I have very minimal bills, that would sustain that. And then on top of the other things that I could do for extra income, I will.
Well, that's kind of pie in the sky if you can find such a job as that, but if you got a.
Our argument.
Just a second. That is just the preface of my question, but what, do you have any such job lined up?
I can get one whenever I need to, and whenever I have to. I need to figure out what the schedule is first.
If the schedule were to be such that your job obligations are going to conflict when the children were with you, who's going to care for the children?
I won't take a job that conflicts with the time with the children. So I will schedule my work around the times that they're not at the house.
All right, that philosophy, do you extend that to Victoria also? That if she can't find a job that allows her to be with the children all the time on the schedule, then she shouldn't take that job either?
I don't feel this is an isolated incident. Every parent has to make their judgment call on finding a time that aligns with being with their family and helping out their family. Every parent has to work around their work and their children. That's just the nature
Okay,
of
I
it.
don't necessarily quarrel with you, but I'm saying that if that's your philosophy and it's good for you, so what's good for the goose is good for the gander, correct? That would be an acceptable philosophy from Victoria's standpoint too.
My philosophy is to spend as much time as I can with the children when they're children. Childhood's very short, so I will make sacrifices to make that happen.
No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Moldovan?
No questions, Your Honor.
Moldovan, next witness.
Your Honor, defense rests.
Okay. Mr. Schaefer, any rebuttal?
Yeah, I'll call my client at this point in time for rebuttal.
Okay. Ms. Farwell, you understand you're still under oath?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
A number of things that were talked about. First of all, the job that you're having now is with Gallagher, correct?
yes,
And have you received accommodations from your employer to coincide to the parenting time that you currently have?
yes. The original job I took, I'm supposed to have a random day off anywhere from Monday to Friday. And I told them I could not work there anymore unless it would be Mondays. And then on top of that, that I cannot come in till at least 8:30 in the morning every week on Tuesdays, which they did not like either, but they've made a lot of accommodations.
It is accurate that the insurance is being paid by you for the children?
Yes, $345 a month.
And is there any validity to what we heard from your husband about him saying that he has paid you some $1,700 for health insurance?
Yes, I've not ever received a single dollar of that.
Has he paid any of the dental bills since the separation?
I'm assuming whatever dentist bill he's talking about, he's paid. But the rest of everything else and any urgent care, any well now visits, anything else was mine.
And he has talked about taking the children for vaccines. Were you aware of that situation?
That was not this, maybe over a year ago, the kids needed a couple of vaccines to be updated to go to school.
Was that after the separation?
Yes,
he had talked about never leaving the children alone. And you had testified earlier about a November event and an April event. And were those accurate as far as you knew from the notification of your children?
yes.
Yeah, actually, Your Honor, to the hearsay, to the hearsay.
Just
I'm not
saying.
asking for what they said. There's a lot of testimony about the school district. First of all, do you have any family members or family connection to the Gull Lake School District?
I do not.
And was there discussion to put them into Gull Lake when you two guys were together?
Yes, there's not many other great school districts, and that was the best one around.
Okay. What is your opinion as to changing the school district for one who has just finished third grade, one finished first grade, and one's not in school, do you see a detriment of changing the school district?
No, I think they would do, I would think they'd do okay.
And is Penfield consistent with your testimony before, equidistant between your husband and you?
Yes, it is.
You had indicated that if this 2255 existed, that you would probably have to quit your job and find some other job. Is that your opinion?
Yes, I would have to find some other source of employment and hope it had insurance.
As far as you know, currently your husband does not have insurance on the children for medical care?
No, he is not.
I'm going to do some digging on this.
He made some comment that you had an affair in Christmas of 22. Is that accurate?
I had a friend that I was talking to, but that was definitely not why the relationship ended.
Why did the relationship end?
Our main problems were money problems, were house problems, job problems, insurance problems. And after I realized none of those things were ever going to happen, no matter how many years I waited, I went and got a job and I left.
Do you believe there's an established custodial environment with the children this last year as to the 4-3 arrangement?
I do.
Your Honor, objection, I call for that. I kind of calls for legal conclusion.
Also,
Well, I
saying
think
that she can state what she feels as far as working, but I don't think she can make a statement as to established custodial environment.
Were you aware that your husband is sleeping every night with the 3 children in one bed?
I know there's not enough beds for all of them, but no, I guess it's not something I've talked about with him.
Do you feel comfortable with that arrangement?
I feel if the kids think it's necessary, that maybe I'm not uncomfortable with that.
Why do you think it's so uncomfortable, lawyer? What's your motive?
Do you currently drink alcohol?
I do.
And how often do you drink?
Occasionally.
Do you perceive that as any sort of problem in your moral makeup?
I do not.
Have you ever been convicted of drunk driving?
No.
We talked about the electronics. What is your opinion in relation to the children being on social media?
I agree with Jesse that they should not be on any type of social media where they can contact other people. But I for sure think they should always be able to text me. And I also think they should be able to text their dad at any time for safety reasons, for anything. That should not ever be restricted unless it's excessive. But I do not consider 3 texts a day to be excessive.
And have you been curbed in receiving texts from your children because of rules in Jesse's house?
Yes, when the iPads go to his house, they're allowed to use them at his house, but they can absolutely not contact me. So when I go to text Ava goodnight, it says message undelivered, message undelivered. That's what it says every single time I text her, and it's something he shuts off when the iPads go to his house. So he wants the iPads there, but they cannot be used for communication.
Maybe just no signal.
You have given a number of alternatives. Is your preference?
I'm sorry, you broke up. I can't.
Okay.
I didn't hear that either. I don't think anybody heard that.
I didn't hear the question.
I think maybe Mr. Schaefer froze up. I don't know.
Yeah. He ducked out of the way.
Hey, KS.
Well, we lost Mr. Schaefer.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Moldovan?
Thank you. Ms. Vavra, so when you text the kid, you text your oldest daughter, say goodnight, do you ever call?
Yeah, we do call sometimes, but sometimes I don't really want to bother everyone, so I like to be able to text her, "Good night, love you." I would love to have a response, but that's not an option, obviously.
Calls have never been blocked though, right?
No, calls have not been blocked. I have to text Jesse and ask if I can have them call me, and then
And
but
he
no,
does,
it's blocked.
okay, and he accommodates that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so based on the current schedule, you get the kids Friday afternoon, right, after school?
Yep.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and till Tuesday morning, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if if the court adopted that 2-2-5-5 schedule and your days were Monday, Tuesday, and it was your weekend, let's say, you would still get the kids Friday afternoon, have them Saturday, have them Sunday, have them Monday, like currently, right? And if you had Tuesday, then that would be the day that you would actually be switched from an overnight, right?
So what's the point of changing anything if it's so close?
So, well, your testimony was you'd have to quit your job. So,
Yeah, I'll have to find daycare for Tuesday, which right now
Okay.
no one's in daycare.
so your parents live in the area, your dad testified, and your sister's in the area, right?
No, I'm in Battle Creek and they are in Marshall.
Okay, and, but it would be feasible to, if you needed to, rely on them to see watch the kids on a short-term basis. Could they do that?
They would not. They all work full-time jobs.
Okay, now, so that there's daycare options available?
If I could afford daycare, I guess I could drop them off at daycare somewhere, but I would rather that I did not put my kids in daycare when we have a schedule that works.
And again, right now, it works, but you don't work on Mondays,
Correct.
right? Okay.
I go late on
So
Tuesday.
Tuesday would be the only day that would need some assistance, right?
Yeah, but why do that when we have something that works?
And Jesse indicated in his that he would be willing to help out with the kids to get them to school or whatever.
That way he can have an extra day and I lose one, is what that really boils down to.
Well, is that a viable alternative as opposed to quitting your job?
No,
Okay. How long have you worked for Gallagher?
almost 2 years.
Okay. You said they made accommodations to your work schedule for this?
Yes.
So what was the first date you started?
I
Yeah.
want to October of 2 years ago,
2022?
I think.
Okay. So, and then you guys separated January of 2023?
Yes.
Okay, so during October, November, December, when you guys had not separated, you had a different work schedule?
I worked, I would have a random day off, and I always went in very early. So
Okay.
I told them after the separation, I could absolutely not work Mondays, and I have to come in late on Tuesdays to get them ready for school until dad can pick them up.
Okay, and
I
that
made
was,
as many accommodations as I possibly can.
all right, and that was based on that arrangement that you guys had worked on with this sharing the children equally, right?
Not equally, yes, but me 4 nights a week and him 3. Yes, that was an accommodation made to make that and have the kids never in daycare.
And you'll agree that, that this current schedule that you're doing now is not the original schedule that you did when you first separated, right?
For a very short period of time, a matter of weeks, Jesse had them a little bit more time until work allowed me to make this accommodation. So yes, I had to fight them for this.
Okay, and, Mr. Schaefer asked you about medical bills and dental bills. You don't know what Jesse's paid, for when he takes the kids, right?
No,
He's never asked you, he's never presented a medical bill to you for reimbursement?
no,
Okay, and you testified you didn't present those bills to him either?
I did initially in the beginning. In the initial, I presented him with, I think, the first 2 dentist appointments. And after he gave me a retaliation of why they were too little to go to the dentist and it was really unnecessary and all these things, I presented those bills, and from that point after, I just paid them. It was easier, and that's just, I wasn't gonna fight him for it.
And when was that? That was right after you separated?
Yes,
So these bills that we discussed most recently, those were never presented to him.
correct. It was not worth the fight.
And, Now, you say your dispute that Jesse paid you the $1,700 and when you guys first separated?
No, he did not.
So when you guys divided up your bank accounts, didn't they accommodate that payment in that distribution?
No, but he also says that we didn't split our retirement and he made me pay cash for that to him. So
Okay.
Jesse had plenty of accommodations that are not being looked at. But
All
no, I
right,
did not get paid for health insurance.
okay, so you dispute that he gave you extra money when you separated?
Correct.
Okay, have you asked him to pay you anything else in the last 6 months?
No, like I said, it's not worth the fight. I'm not arguing with him for no reason.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Schaefer?
Further.
Okay, thank you. Any additional rebuttal, Mr. Schaefer?
No additional rebuttal.
Okay. Mr. Moldovan, any rebuttal?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Schaefer, would you like to do closing argument?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, you have before you, in spite of all the other cases that you have of two people who have done fairly well, I think, in communicating for the benefit of the children. At the time of the separation, I think they were both of like mind, saying, we don't want these kids to be in daycare, so let's figure out how not to have the kids in daycare. And they did. And this has been working for a year or more, whereby it's a 4-3 circumstance. My client has gotten accommodations for her employment to make this work. Her testimony, it does work. The kids are able to deal with it, and it ought to be continued. And I think that is the first throng of this. In conjunction with that, Your Honor, I think there's an established custodial environment, albeit a 1-year time period, but the custodial environment is not necessarily determined by the length of it being in effect. But this has been in effect by agreement, and it has worked. And I ask that that be continued, especially in light of my client accommodating that through her employment. Keep in mind that the testimony is that the breakdown in this marriage is because the husband in this particular matter would not deal with the insurance costs when you have 3 little kids is substantial, and that had to be dealt with. My client dealt with that, got an employment with insurance that she pays $345 a month for to cover these kids. The husband would not do that for whatever reasons, and I'll suggest what those reasons are. These people are going to be divorced, and they're going to go their separate lives, and this needs to be adjusted or stay the same to continue on the best interest of the kids. I am suggesting that a school district halfway between the parties makes sense to accommodate both of their travel obligations, and that is Penfield. That is equal between the 2 homes. My client has a permanent home. She has bought a 3-bedroom home which will accommodate the children. Apparently the father feels obliged to stay with his parents. And that is a driving factor that you hear through all of his testimony, that he lives in a home owned by his parents. He lives in a home that I suggest has 1 bedroom. He says it has 2 bedrooms, but what is more striking, and I think problematical, is that he has got 3 kids and he living and sleeping in the same bed. And on cross-examination, his position is, well, as long as the kids want to sleep, if they want to sleep until they're 90, we're going to all sleep in the same bed. That is not healthy for the well-being of the children, in all due respect. You've got a 9-year-old daughter that is of age, and he did not back off of the circumstance that is going to be okay even when she's a teenager. That's problematic. The rest of the best interest factors are such that I think they both obviously love their children. They both obviously have a great bond with their children. I think the stability factor weighs in favor of mother. She is employed at a real job, that she is caring for the medical, the dentistry. We heard testimony that the father was reluctant to take the kids to urgent care because he didn't think it was serious enough. But from a general standpoint, both of these parents have done what they should do for the children with some extremes. We are asking that the current situation be continued as the parenting time, to be joint legal and physical custody of the children. And that if in fact the court is concerned about a weekend, but I'm not sure that should be a big concern, that there be a fifth weekend available to the father with an adjustment of 1 day during the week toward the mother, as suggested in our argument before and testimony before. There should be child support based on the guidelines, overnights, income. We have heard testimony that my client's income is approximately $57,000 a year. We have heard from testimony and the trial brief that the father makes $60,000 to $70,000 a year. And that's what he certainly could make. He said that if he works full time, he chooses not to work full time. So I think that is the number that gets plugged in on the child support. The most important thing here is to take into consideration what's going on in the last year, what's in the best interest of the children. I am suggesting to the court to continue what these parties have dealt with as to the child time with each parent continue on. At this point in time, they have dealt with it. They made accommodations for it. That the school district beginning in the fall go to Penfield. That's halfway between the children homes with each parent. It makes sense that that will alleviate some of the travel time. And we ask that that be included in this. Your Honor, that is the request. And I think the proofs support that for the best interest of the children. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Moldovan?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Schaefer and I agree. I believe that this case here is an appropriate one where for joint legal and joint physical custody. I believe that there is an established custodial environment that's been established with both parents here. Based on that schedule, I think both children look to the other the parent that had parenting time for their guidance and for discipline and necessities of life and whatnot. And so under that arrangement, when there is a joint established custodial environment support, should look at awarding parenting time in a roughly equal time if parties are unable to agree. Now, the schedule that these parties agreed to do and have been following is certainly one that's kind of based out of convenience and my client's consideration for Ms. Vabra's work schedule and her requirement to get to work early, and based on his current flexibility with respect to being self-employed as a house flipper. But the testimony was clear that the situation was never meant to be a permanent one. And it doesn't allow my client time to have holidays based upon the ones that fall on the weekends. And it doesn't allow my client time to have quality time with on non-school days. I don't think that's in the children's best interests. Our proposal with respect to the 2255 schedule really has a very marginal impact on mom's current time with her children. When you look at it, all that schedule does is it impacts her on a Tuesday and a Tuesday evening. Again, most parents have to make arrangements and accommodations, and the testimony was clear. If needed, Mr. Vabra will help out, but he needs to get a job that doesn't require him to just work on the times that are off. He understands that, and I think his testimony was clear here that he wants to be available for his children, but he knows he needs to provide for them, and is looking for more of a consistent, regular 9-to-5 job that can be adjusted based on a consistent schedule. That's what's important here for the children. Consistency in their schools. They've been attending Gull Lake schools since the beginning. The parties have agreed every year to keep them in Gull Lake schools because of the children's potential there, the connections that they have to the school district and their involvement there. The kids have developed friendships. They're doing well, and there's really no reason to upset that and change that now, especially in light of the fact that even mom, while this case was pending, requested the children attend Gull Lake schools again for the fall. And so that was an agreement they reached when they were together. It was an agreement that they reached that they separated, and it's clearly in the children's best interest to continue that. There's been no testimony that the kids are struggling in school and having any issues with their education. So again, upsetting that and changing that because of the divorce is really not in the children's best interest, Your Honor. And I would submit that they need to maintain that school, that education there at the school. So with respect to the breakdown here, obviously we dispute the real reasons why these parties are breaking up, but the fact of the matter is the marriage is over, and they both kind of agreed to that, and they've been able to work out for the most part an arrangement for these kids. And I think that's commendable that they are able to do that. So really what we're looking at here is what's the schedule that makes the most sense here? And, is it you continue dad's current, time with the kids being the midweek, making him responsible for getting the kids to and from school Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, every single week. And again, putting them to bed on the school nights, making their lunches and doing all that. And then allow mom to have Friday after school, Saturday for Saturday, Sunday fun day, and Monday. Again, taking them to school on just those days. That doesn't seem like it's a schedule that is beneficial to these parents in order to have quality time with the children. So I think that's important here for the court to look at that. Is that a change in the pattern? It's an adjustment, but I don't believe it's a significant change when you really look at the whole scheme of things here. Again, we'd ask the court order a holiday schedule on a rotating basis consistent with the Calhoun County policy. With respect to child support, my client certainly has no objection to contributing towards the children's expenses. He has paid what he has been informed about. When he takes the children to medical appointments, he pays for the bills. So again, that was something that I think these parties have worked on, and maybe there's some disagreement in regards to each of them. But the fact is, there's never been an issue with him not wanting to pay for his children. So again, I think child support, if it's appropriate, we really need to look at the inputs here. And I believe the testimony from mom was that her net income was somewhere around $57,000 or $56,000. It's a different amount for the gross, obviously, but I also look at, she also has a license as a licensed realtor, which is another source of income that she maintains with her position at Keller Williams. So there's certainly there's an issue regarding her income, what to use for the child support. I really dispute the employer making accommodation. It doesn't, perhaps going in late on a Tuesday isn't an accommodation. I really look at it as this was a schedule that these parents said, let's split the time with these kids. Here's what we're going to do. Dad's going to help out. But it was never meant to be a permanent solution. So again, I'd ask the court to really look at that schedule. I think a schedule that, again, the 2255 schedule seems to fit more with our version of our belief in regards to mom's work schedule. Obviously she disputes that, but we believe that is the case. With respect to tax exemptions, I would ask the court to rotate those equally. I think that's certainly reasonable in light of this parenting time schedule, even with the current one or with the one that we've asked the court to adopt. So I know Mr. Schaefer has an issue with the sleeping arrangements, but he asked his client that same question. And I think it's important to say that her response was, she doesn't have a problem with it if that's appropriate for the kids, or the kids are the kids are okay with it. It's clear these parties have a good bond with it. I don't think there's any allegation that either of them have mistreated or somehow have improperly behaved in the presence of the children. I think they both love their children, and as a parent, I think we want to spend as much time with our kids as possible. And it's always a difficult and divorce situation because you no longer can see them every day. And so I think I commend these parties on wanting to try to maximize their schedule so they have time with the kids when they're not working. But the fact of the matter remains is that we as parents have an obligation to support our children and to make the best arrangements we can. So
you have about 2 minutes to vote in the poll.
Again, Your Honor, we think the situation here that's is a joint custodial arrangement, is a parenting time schedule consistent with that 2255 schedule, with mom having Monday, Tuesday, dad having Wednesday, Thursday each week. it's consistent, stable, it provides the children with something they can rely on, and it also gives each parent quality time with the children on non-school days. And we ask that the court adopt a holiday schedule that rotates the holidays, so each party shares in those. With respect to child support, obviously the court's gonna order child support consistent with the formula. I think their incomes are significantly equal that it's really gonna be a minimal issue, and I'd ask that that be effective at some point in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Schaefer, anything else?
Yes, just a little bit, a couple comments, Your Honor. As testified before, the holidays probably should be divided up pursuant to the schedule. We have no difficulty with that. Comment on the income, the testimony was the $57,000 figure was the total income that she had, which included both her day job and the little amount that she had in relation to the realtor's license. I think that the argument being made, say, well, this is a marginal change or impact on my clients. I think it's a major impact on the client as to the job. And we are submitting, and I think it's borne out, that the reason that she went out and got this full-time job was the insurance, and he wouldn't do it. And now she has done that. She has carved out this job, and to get the insurance pays her $345 a month without any reimbursement, and to accommodate the need for the children. So that needs to be taken into consideration. What is intact now is working. I think it ought to be continued. If one weekend, the fifth weekend, whatever, for the father is going to accommodate that, we don't have any problem with that. My client has indicated that he's willing to do that. But that argument is kind of spurious from the standpoint that he now has the benefit all during the week to be with the children, especially in the summer. He has testified over and over again that his job is such that he's flexible, so he spends his afternoons with the kids on the days there. So the suggestion, well, there's something magical about the weekends, I think falls short of reality here. But Your Honor, I guess I agree with opposing counsel that we've got people who have a great relationship with their kids, and they've tried to accommodate that. And I'm respectfully asking that the situation continue as best as it is in order to protect my client's efforts on her job in this particular matter. And so I would ask that it be continued as most as you can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, that concludes the proof and argument in this matter. Obviously, it's going to take some time for the court to go over all the notes and the issues in the matter, so we're not going to be able to conclude it today. Do you have any preferences, Mr. Moldovan, Mr. Schaefer, as you want to set a date now, or you want us to call your offices, or what?
Probably calling the office is going to be best because my schedule is in flux all the time.
Okay.
That's fine, Your Honor. I have no
Okay.
problem.
We'll call you. We'll call your offices this afternoon and work out a time when we can do time to do a ruling. Probably would be, we can schedule those in usually on Wednesday afternoon at 1, so we'll try for that. But we'll see what your schedules accommodate. Okay.
Okay,
All right,
great.
thank you.
Thank you. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Yeah, everyone have a good weekend and 4th of July. Thank you.
Oh, that is so frustrating. Let me just pause this judge quick. Okay, so before I head out, I quickly want to say I asked my mom. She doesn't see anything. Background, she taught grade 1 for like 30 plus years. Nothing wrong with the kids sleeping in the bed as long as they're okay with it. Doesn't seem anything weird there. And moving schools would be less than ideal with so much change. Should only be one change at a time. And then Lisa, there's no spoiler because I did not watch to the end because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. So I didn't know that it isn't actually the end. The poll came back though, 57% are in favor of the mom, 14% the dad, and 28% both suck. To be honest, I think I'm more in the both suck category because I don't like how either of them are spinning stories. Okay, so I'm going to step out. Evie is in charge. If Evie is not good, Steve, you're it. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Understand. How do you plead to the offense of evading arrest? Guilty or not guilty? Guilty. I will find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. Your other cases will be dismissed upon motion of the state. Good luck to you, Mr. Freeman. Okay. Thanks. Hi, please. You're back.
We're back.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a while, Judge. Living.
We're good.
Yes, ma'am.
We're here on Mr. Scales. He's set for trial next week.
Us?
Yes.
Okay.
That officer early Dickens was absent entry until August.
Let's see. Oh, what's the cause number, please?
Cause number is 2494799.
Have you had a continuance yet?
I believe Pavel filed one before I was in court here.
They did, Your Honor.
If you've had, nope. If you've had one, that's what you get.
That's what we expected.
And Your Honor, we did file a second motion for speedy trial, and we would be requesting a court to rule.
I see, it says state's first motion for continuance though.
And that's actually their second, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe I didn't know that Pavel had filed the motion for continuance until after I had filed that yesterday.
Okay, so if you've had one continuance, I'm not gonna grant you another one.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
mean, it is what it is, right? So, yeah, just be ready somehow, otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna grant your motion. Don't worry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
Thanks, guys. Have fun.
Ms. Salmoron's here. Judge, she is in the attorney holdover. She has her baby with her.
She better call someone, because I'm gonna call CPS. If you don't have someone to come get that baby, I'm calling CPS. So I don't know if you want to reach out to her, see if she has someone to come pick that baby up. I'm not playing games,
I understand.
Yeah. please. Hi,
Off docket, I filed a motion to withdraw.
is she still on the land?
She is still on the land.
Okay,
The
okay.
social department is withdrawing as well.
Say it again.
The social work department is also withdrawing, so I
Okay,
figured that motion, it should be in your.
I'll sign it for you.
Thank you, Judge.
It's rushing.
Mr. Luna, I was brought in for bond violations.
Thanks for coming.
Of course, he apparently, Judge, this is when he was released from jail on the new case. He was released late in the evening time, so it's not.
Your Honor, we looked it up. He was released at 23 and 31 on the 28th. So
Again?
he was released at 11:31 PM on the 28th from the jail. I believe that when he was released from the jail, that is the bond violation. Vision is the violation of.
Yeah, I'm not giving him a PR bond. They gave him another PR bond. I'm not down with that. No. You can't continue to pick up criminal cases and expect us to give you continual PR bonds. Magistrates may do that, but I'm not going to do that. Mr. Rushing, I'm not asking much from him, but he's out there in a car. He's got a bunch of dope, scales, baggies, and he's got a gun.
Yes,
We
Judge.
asked him not to do any of that, and now he's slinging. I don't know how, but did they give him a PR bond on the other one too? Wouldn't surprise me.
He revoked him and he had to post a new bond, but I was my associate covered that day.
Mr. Luna, what should we do with you, sir? What do we need to do to make you understand that we mean business in criminal courts? Is jail the only way? Actions speak louder than words. You telling me something, it's gonna go in this ear and it'll go right back out that ear. Because when you hit that door, you turn into a different person. So why? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, how's the saying go? Shame on me. What do you want to do?
Judge, I would ask that you admonish him. He already did post a new bond on the other case, so I think he's kind of taken his lick from this. And this violation was him being processed out of jail. So I'd ask, instead of him having to go post another new bond on the second case.
Let's do this, Mr. Rush. What I'd like to do is I'm going to send him for a drug test now. I want to see what shows up on his test, and then we'll craft bond conditions as such. I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to keep you so close to me that you're going to think that we're brother and sister. And the next time, I'm going to tell you, you think that the bond is high now. Just wait. Do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive. And I'm going to tell you, if I catch you driving, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive, because it's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand? And if you have a problem with dope, it's okay. I can take care of it for you. And I'm gonna tell you now, the minimum is a 9-month wait in a rehab facility. That's if you respond well to treatment, Mr. Luther. We send him now, please. You must come back to court.
But he's telling me he's acknowledging he's gonna be dirty or.
I get it. I want to see if there's anything else besides weed though. We'll see. But if you're done, zoom in.
Okay.
So that we don't have to sit here and wait.
Sure.
So wherever you go, whatever you do, just leave. You can always zoom in. If you want to leave me your cell phone, I can reach out to you when he comes back. That way you don't have to sit here and wait.
That's great. I've still got a few more cases. but-
Yeah, I mean, just go do what you need to do. Just leave me your cell phone and then I'll text you when it comes back. And then that way you don't have to wait. Take a seat for me, sir. Thanks, David. Corey. Hey, bud.
Yeah, Miss Scott, from the holdover, I was told to approach, I guess, because the age of the case. She's got the felonies, the perfume.
Yeah.
Probably,
Do we know what's happening upstairs? Anything or no?
I think the notes had said that they were still trying to figure out if it was incorporated into the felony.
No, I don't want them to do that. Till August, you want the day after you want the day after?
Yeah, I think it's August 15th or something. Yeah, the day after is what I told her I'd try to do.
Yeah, they have here August 7th, which is a Wednesday. So are you okay for the 8th?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you sign things, please?
Hi, Anna. Of course. Good morning. What's new?
I am approaching off docket.
Oh, what's your cost?
It is 2468041.
2468
041.
0.
Sorry, when you read the 2468.
I'm thinking. All I'm thinking. So Jacobo,
Yes.
she's on probation.
Yes, I don't know if you remember her.
I'm not gonna forget about her.
Okay, so she has asked me to come and see if you would consider removing the scram and switching her back to the portable.
I
Okay,
guess, let me not, I don't want to say
Okay.
no, but how's she been? How's she doing?
Doing good. Her last drug test was June 13th. It was negative. She's compliant with her outpatient treatment, and she hasn't had any violations on the scrap device.
She wants, what does she want?
to switch back to the portable because the scram is causing irritation.
What do you think?
I can reach out to her probation officer and see, do you think you want me to go forward?
Well,
Well, this is, I mean, the portable device is gonna be cheaper than the scram. Scram, she's probably paying what, $350, give or
Yeah.
take, a month?
Okay.
So I know that the portable is definitely cheaper.
Okay.
Is she paying for it?
yes,
She'll have to pay for it.
Or
but she's paying for the scram.
can we not keep her on so that she wouldn't have to pay for it? I thought that's what we did, no?
I think she's just on probation because the formal motion was never,
Let me see if they filed a nollie on it.
okay.
Oh, maybe they never filed a motion to revoke. Let's do this. Reach out to the probation officer. See what her opinion is. She had a lot of issues with her, right? Does she think that she's gonna comply with it? Because she hasn't before. That's why we did the scram, because she didn't, right? And how long has she had it?
Since I believe April.
April 1st.
So April, May, June, July. It's been what, 2?
It's been about 2 months.
And then before we take it off, she has to have a portable device. Then.
Okay. Okay,
I'm
so,
not gonna like trust her to, I'm not gonna take it off with, you know.
no, Judge, I completely understand.
I guess if the probation officer is fine with it, then I will be too.
Okay, thank you. Maybe excuse? Okay.
Can you put the date? 4:30. Because it was never signed. You never signed one for that case. It was never entered that you granted the continuance.
Is this the first one or second?
That's the first. That's how
Crap.
filed.
Can you reprint it? Just the order. I thought this was the second one.
Yeah. Who was it?
Logan filed it. Logan, you filed a second motion for continuance, right?
Yes, sir.
So what did you grant it right now?
I'm not granted theirs.
You granted the defense?
Oh, I granted their motion for a speedy trial. I don't know. You're asking me?
They didn't even approach me to put anything for you, so how am I gonna know?
Hey, man. Why are you harassing me? Huh? Why are you harassing me? This is the first motion. I
Yes.
want to make sure because I'm
Yeah,
denying,
that's
yeah, I'm denying the second one.
Also, we have a problem.
What?
So I need you to see what you wanna do,
Okay, so that's the first one.
but when you get a moment. Oh, you're on one too? I'll let Tori go first.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll give you this. So this guy, he actually paid for a coordination.
Oh, that's the one.
Let me see, 244,
2162.
244, 2162, right?
Yes. The original ask was a 6-month extension so he can complete his programs. When he came to.
It's already in one stance.
It doesn't have a warrant. He posted a bond in Montgomery, so we
Okay.
haven't received it, so that's why it showed warrant.
And so he came to court today because I guess they gave him paperwork and told him to report to court.
So let's get the paperwork just to make sure that you're the correct bond, that it's posted bond.
Oh, I
You can
asked him, he
verify.
said he doesn't have it with him.
Come up. Unless you can produce the paperwork that says that you posted bond, I'm taking you into custody. Because all I see is that there's a warrant. I don't see there's any paperwork that you posted bond.
Well, it's in Montgomery County. I got the number for the bonds.
I'm not gonna call them. It's your responsibility. What do you think we were coming to the beach today?
No, I mean, I
You
got
gotta bring proof.
I had the paperwork in my truck. I didn't know I had to bring.
I'm not letting you go. You have a warrant out for your arrest and I'm not gonna trust you.
Well,
Yeah, I get plenty of people that tell me
No,
that.
that's fine.
they're-
I got the paperwork at home. I'll tell my roommate to send me the picture of the.
That's
of the
okay.
bond.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you get them to text it to you, I'm okay with that, but I'm
Okay.
not letting you go.
That's fine. No, that's fine. I do have a bond.
Yeah, just
Okay.
take a seat from the digital. But yeah, text them, see if you can get like a picture of it. That way we can
Sure.
verify it and then I'm
Gotcha.
okay with it.
When he came for the court admonition, we sent him for a drug test and he didn't come back from the drug test. That's why the warrants.
Okay.
He did bring me,
I don't care. He went, he took off. No,
Yeah.
I don't. No. He was doing something, right? That's why you don't, that's why you don't, of
tested him on 6/25 though. He wasn't. I think he knew that, so maybe not.
course.
Are you ready for me?
Yeah, text him. Don't call, text. Okay.
Go to your stuff.
Where?
To look up your case. I'm gonna give you a case. No, not there. Dr.
There?
Judge.
Oh, right here.
No. I'm gonna-
Here.
Yeah.
In
where you
regular
see your-
activities?
No, where you see all your stuff.
Okay.
Not there, Judge. The docket. Click up on the tab that says docket on top. On top. Arriba. Right there.
Okay.
Case number 2117073.
Nowaski.
She passed away.
I know. I kind of know.
Yeah, you were not supposed to,
Uh-oh.
because the case was already disclosed with the plea.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
That's what I'm asking. What do you want me to do? I was
So
thinking
let's
maybe a court
undo-
directive
Yeah,
to
do-
satisfy.
So can we undo the no?
We're working on that. But what do you want us to do? You want to just satisfy the time? No.
Right.
Well,
because-
just in case, can I ask for a bond then? In case,
Go ahead.
If we undo the knowledge.
he's gonna what?
It's gonna be on
Oh,
board
he's gonna
status.
do it.
That's why I'm saying a court.
Okay, well then I'll talk to Toria to see where it was. I mean, she's dead anyway, so it don't
Was she
matter
on
what.
probation?
She,
No, it was a regular time served. She just needed to go in to do her time.
oh, she just didn't do her time.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, a court directive satisfying, you're satisfying the time.
Can I give you a cause number? You ready? 211-7073. The case is from 2016. She was supposed, it was a theft. I guess she pled. She was supposed to do time. She never did it, and now she's gone. Like, real gone. Like, real gone. Someone filed a motion to dismiss because it's based on death, and I signed it, but I guess we shouldn't have done that. So, I guess, what was, I don't know. Hey, what's new?
We've got one waiver.
Did you want a bond on someone? Is that what I heard?
He wants to, he's trying to follow up through my community actually, but.
What do you want me to do? You want to, I mean, I can run around this floor and come back.
So you said Dave wants to come back on this?
Right, we're trying to figure out right now if.
They might dismiss it is what they're saying.
Yeah,
But I mean, I can still get a bond and they can still dismiss it, right? In theory, just in case.
that's not the conversation on the bond.
Who are we talking about first off?
Well, the waiver one is going to be Sean Griffin,
He's on his way out right now.
No, but the other
and the bond one is going to be Angela Davis.
Davis.
And I have another one, but she already did her waiver. We're good on her. And he does have locals. I've explained that to him. The waivers for a failed to appear on a retail theft out of Pennsylvania, Your Honor. But I kind of explained to him, he's not really going to go anywhere because of the locals, but.
Good morning, Mr. Griffin.
Good morning.
Mr. Griffin, you're charged. I mean, here in Harris County, it looks like you've picked up an injury to a child. The bond is set at 20,000. You've not made bond on that case, right? You also have an assault case. It looks like out of the same transaction, you have made bond on that case. The problem is that you, with us here in Court 5, you have a charge out of Pennsylvania for failure to appear on a retail theft. The problem is that when you have not made bond on one of your cases, the usual 14 days that we give to a jurisdiction that wants you is told because you've not made bond on your injury to a child case. You've not made it. So because of that, we're basically in a holding pattern until you do something with that case. Either they dispose of the case, or like you plead guilty, they put you on probation, or they end up dismissing it. At that point, whenever the case is disposed of, at that point, the time starts tolling for Pennsylvania to come get you. When you waive, we give them 14 days to come get you. And if they fail to come get you within the 14 days, Harris County releases you. Understand that the releasing means that they're only letting you out of jail. The Pennsylvania warrant will always be there, and it will be there for the rest of your life until you go to Pennsylvania and take care of it. I told homeboy not to talk on the phone. I told you not to talk on the phone.
Well, you're not picking up the phone. It doesn't matter.
I mean,
The courtroom.
am I speaking Mandarin here? So I need to know what you'd like to do on the fugitive case. Did you want to waive formal extradition?
Yes.
So now that you waived, the minute that you're done with that case up there, at that point, this time starts ticking for Pennsylvania to come get you, okay? If you're able to get someone to post that bond, that would make things work a lot faster for you. So, all right, Mr. Griffin, we wish you the best of luck.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Easy money.
Thanks, Judge.
Don't you have a third case now?
I've got, no, that was it, because the other one waived already. I've got a, on docket, Brittany Gillardoni, she came back competent. I don't know if you remember her, so. Are you okay with me resetting past the felony? She was on probation, so my hands are tied, obviously. But state is gonna make me an offer today, I hope, unless the rip call's not done.
Let me see. You know, I would also talk to Babel about this because perhaps he might, you know.
They can't find the complaint witness. I don't know if they're watching.
Right. Do you want the day after the felony?
If you're okay with that, I think it's July 30th.
Yeah, it's July 29th is a felony case, so we'll set you for the day after.
Cool. That's it. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, have fun.
Just a continuance.
One more day. And then one more day after that. Yeah.
Satisfied.
I'm already.
There's nothing that we can do, right? I just,
Unless.
let's recall the dismissal.
It's already recall. I'm just gonna do the court directive satisfying for time per judge.
Right, yeah, that's okay. Good morning.
So I filed a motion to substitute in on case numbers 25-111-75. So Anwar Lopez, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm just
Is
coming
that
by.
the only one?
That's it.
Okay, it sounded like it had more than just one.
No, just that one. Yeah, I called and left a message on the voicemail of Connor Flanagan, I think it was.
He should be around here somewhere. Is Connor, you still Connor
I
back there?
saw him here. I know we're waiting for him to come back in. He has to address
He's
something.
around here somewhere.
I've never met him, so I don't know.
He has a case in here today that it's kind of high maintenance, so he'll be in and out. So I know that you want the permission to sign, and I can ask him for you if you'd like. I mean, is that what you, oh, there he is right
Oh,
there.
it's retained, so I don't think I have to ask.
Well, usually so the person to sign by permission.
Oh, I didn't even sign for him. I just.
Well, there he is.
Yeah. Hi, thanks. Hey, nice to meet you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, no, I was hired. John. Okay, yeah, just let you know. I
I know, I'm going.
I look under point.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, are y'all doing motion somewhere? Did y'all do a motion to substitute?
I filed it.
I just signed it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I just signed it for you.
I don't.
It's on for the 23rd. If you want to keep it for that date, you're welcome to. Or if you want to change it, you're also welcome to do that. So whatever you want.
Yeah, no, the 23rd is fine. Thank you, Judge. Oh, while I'm here, actually, I do have one request. Do we waive his appearance? This is
Yes, I think it's already, let me check. It might be already waived.
already be. Yeah, he's 42 and has schizophrenia.
It's waived.
Okay.
It's already waived.
Okay, thank you.
Nick.
Good morning, Judge.
Hey, good morning.
Approaching on something off docket, about a week ago, I'd approached you on John Eric Patterson, and you had agreed to remove the GPS monitor, but I don't think an order ever got signed or filed. Nothing's in the system for that. So I just wanted to see if we could get that rectified today.
We'll do it right now. What's your cost number, please?
250-3199.
Can you give me the cost number? For GPS removal. It's 250-3199. Do you mind removing the GPS monitor? Okay. We're working
Thank you,
on it
Judge.
now. For sure.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Gotcha. You too.
John Eric Patterson.
You're not here.
No, it's like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi. Yes, sir.
David Garza here for a off-docket, non-arrest matter. Kimmy, Your Honor.
Mr. Garza, it's been a very long time.
I know, Judge, it has been. It's good to see you.
All right, so let's get you.
And Mr. Kimmy is here, Your Honor.
Okay, do you mind bringing him up?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kimmy?
Do you need the cause number?
Yes.
I do.
You got it ready? All right, I got it.
It's 251.
251-6671.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
All right, you are Robert Kimmy.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kimmy, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
On March 17th, 2024, Harris County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to an assault call that occurred at the Outhouse Saloon located in Harris County, Texas. The officer reviewed the offense number and learned that the complaining witness was assaulted by the defendant. The complaining witness knows the defendant by name and sight as his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. The complaining witness was at the Outhouse Saloon and was helping the bartenders by getting beer from the storage room.
So he was working,
The complaining witness
was working there.
The complaining witness opened the storage room and turned around to prop the door open when he was surprised by the defendant standing there. The defendant then struck the complaining witness in the face with a closed fist, causing his nose to bleed. The complaining witness stated the strike to his face caused him pain and discomfort. The complaining witness stated he wished to pursue charges against the defendant, and the complaining witness identified the defendant by his Texas driver's license. The deputy attempted to contact the defendant several times to obtain his account of the incident, and the defendant would not call back.
Got it. All right, Mr. Kimmy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming any kind of alcohol or dope, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, not to be in possession of any weapons, and not to go back to the saloon. All these are your bond conditions. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care who you're with, what you're doing. I will not entertain any excuses, and I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County. You violate that, I will violate you. You understand?
Yes.
What was the saloon called again, please?
Outhouse Saloon.
Outhouse. You have a great lawyer. Listen to Mr. Garza. Listen to Mr. Garza. He will take care of you. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. However, you will be called upon to take random urinalysis. If you fail to go to pretrial services, take these random tests, I will issue a warrant. So you don't have to come to court, but you must go to pretrial services to take this random testing. If Mr. Garza comes back to me and tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Don't pick up any new cases, no drugs, no alcohol, no contact with the complaining witness, and that just behave yourself. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. So at this point, he doesn't have a bond.
He does not, Your Honor.
Any suggestions, guys? Ms. Garza, what do you think as far as a bond amount?
May I, Your Honor, basically, he's a Harris County resident for life. Mom, sister, and grandmother live here. Mother's a good friend of mine. He is working at Millwright Trade School as an apprentice mechanic, but basically basic mechanical to nuclear plants, power plants, things doing like that. Works a 40-hour week job or so when they call him. Is in a local union, has some college, but mostly he's got the trade school, Your Honor. Single, no minor children.
Okay. Mr. Garza, what do you want?
Well, could be like a pre-trial, a pre-trial personal bond, Your Honor, but in the alternative, a surety bond possibly in the amount of $1,000.
I will.
Your Honor, he does have a prior assault of a family member.
I didn't see that.
That, if I might, Your Honor, that was dismissed.
Who's that? Who was, do you know who that was?
I didn't ask him, said it was dismissed, Your Honor.
And
He
it
does have
says,
marijuana.
well, no, but it says 4,010. So that tells me he has at least one bond forfeiture. Yeah, it looks like they revoked his bond back in. So the charge was filed in January of 2017. And it looks like the judge revoked his bond in September. I don't know why.
I'm sorry, you're talking about the previous assault.
The previous, they gave him a PR bond in the previous one. They ended up revoking it for some reason. I don't know why though.
And the previous assault was of a girlfriend.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the girlfriend is a new complaining witness's current girlfriend.
Looks like it's been a while. That was. Mr. Kimmy, I will give you a PR bond today, but I'm going to tell you, you will not get another one from me. You start acting a fool in the free world, I'll yank it in a heartbeat. All I want is every single person to be safe. And I don't care what I need to do to keep them safe. It means locking you up at a $150,000 bond. I'll do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand, sir? I don't know who you have in your life. I don't know who's there for you. But if you don't have anyone to pony up a $5,000 to $10,000 bond for you, you'll be stuck like Chuck until this case is over with. I'm not asking for much. All I'm asking to do is no alcohol, no dope, and no contact with these people. That's all I'm asking from you. And to stay in contact with counsel and don't pick up any new cases. That's it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll grant you a PR bond, Mr. Garza.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll set the bond now at 5,000. I will grant him a PR bond. So you know, if it gets revoked for one reason or the other, it starts at 5,000. You understand? Okay.
Stand down, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Garza,
Yes, sir.
he will have to meet with Tracy for his pretrial bond conditions and for the PR bond as well. I will now have you go sign a reset with Victoria. Like I said, I will waive your next court appearance here, so you don't have to come to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. As part of the bond conditions, though, you will have to do random testing, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Garza.
September 3rd.
Yeah. Can I, Victoria, can I just sign the bond conditions so we get people out of the jury box? Let's get them out and then we can, I'm close.
The date is on roll call.
Victoria, you ready?
Yes.
Sure, good enough. Or should we put, because, yeah, okay.
Page 20, Davenport. Dallas County felony detail. They did call, the sheriff's department called and said Dallas County is full for the week. The latest that we were allowed. to pick up
Dallas County is full for the week.
as far as travel arrangements.
I mean, the statute doesn't say if you're full, then I can give an extra couple days, you know, it's just. It's a VPO too, man. A felony VPO. God.
You know, on the disposal orders, I've been putting Dallas County.
Good. No, and that's what you need to do, because that way it protects us if they go out and do something they're not supposed to. I mean, all I'm doing is complying with the statute. They're the ones that failed to come pick them up. Yeah, so what is today, day 10? What is it?
Today's day 10 because he's on docket the first time.
So now he gets a PR bond.
So we're not gonna have a set of bonds. Dallas County said it's 10,000.
Mirror it. You want to write PR bond granted here?
Yes, I got it. The next one, Judge, is
Should we call one of the judges over there?
Foster.
Stevens or Boyd or, you know?
They're not over there.
Oh, wait a second. No, or are they Bear County, I think? This is
Judge
down.
says Bear County.
That's right.
Okay, good reason to call it. Page 35, Torres. Kendall County. Got no response. Felony possession of controlled substance. Kendall County set the bond at zero. We have a seven.
Yeah.
That's the app.
Um, 5,000 and then PR bond granted.
That's the last out of county judge. The other two are get picked up along with them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, just kidding, there's one more. Page 37, Williams. Their bond conditions, and then this is your next court date.
That's Nacogdoches, right?
This is when the computer started messing up, so I couldn't pull up anything else. Jenkins, yes. Jenkins.
Do we know if they're gonna come pick them up?
Misdemeanor theft.
$100. PR bond granted.
Excuse me, sign what's having your bond conditions and I'll give you responsibilities, and that's your next court date. Agree to vote. Please.
Ruiz Brenda? We're done.
What are you gonna up here? What's the second one? Why are you laughing?
It's to be.
Which one is it? I want to mark two.
You lower.
You all behaving? Hey, guy. I think this is roundabout when he mentions me.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm echoing in my own head. Sorry, just a minute. I don't know if I butt dialed myself a super chat. I'm gonna leave the live chat there for a minute because Steve should feature. So where's the audio now? Great. Hey, Jen. And anyone else that joined while I was gone. Morning, Keith. It didn't burn down, no. Don't know if this is roundabout where they talk about me.
Approach for reset.
Ever given a bond, and with regard to us, the first bond he got was now on the 21st, which was about a week ago on the FSGI. So basically he was just out. Maybe he knew, maybe he didn't, I don't know. But I had never admonished him or had him do bond conditions or anything on the FSGI. Actually, in fact, I don't think probable cause has even been found. Just
I don't think probable cause is found because there hasn't been PC on the docket, like it showed up as an arraignment. But I do see that on 10/3/2023, a warrant was issued under this case.
under the on the FSGI.
Yes, sir.
When was it warrant issued?
October 3rd, 2023.
Yeah, because that's when I signed the 2B.
BRB.
Right. But when after I signed the 2B, a warrant issues, and it's up to them. That's when usually you have people at the clerk's office will send them pounds and pounds of mail saying, hey, you have a warrant out for your arrest. And so
So
we need to do PC. We'll do it now. Victoria, you ready? Shush. Mr. Brook, come up. First off, is your last name Brooks or Brook? Brooks. With an S? Yes, sir. So we need to do a name change with the S on both too, please. Mr. Brooks, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. Yes, we will do probable cause on that case. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're now also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On that case, you're facing up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay, one by one.
So beginning with the failure to stop and give information, on September 19th, 2023, officers were dispatched to a minor accident that was later changed to a failure to stop and give information. Officers met with a complaining witness who stated he was operating a 2022 Lexus and traveling southbound on Fairfield Falls, and then he stopped on the 290 feeder when a black 2014 Chevy made contact with the back left bumper. The complaining witness got out of his vehicle to check on the defendant, who stated he had no insurance or a driver's license. The complaining witness made a 911 call, and the defendant left the scene and did not give any information prior to police arriving. The complaining witness had a picture of the license plate and car VIN number. The defendant was later identified, and the officers contacted the defendant, and he stated he had no insurance and his registration was expired, and also stated that he would wait out the warrant. Wait out the warrant.
Got it.
And
Okay.
then moving on to unlawful carrying. On June 22nd, 2024, while on patrol in Harris County, Texas, officers noticed a male sitting inside of a vehicle and observed what officers believed to be the glow of a cigar in the male's hand. The male also had a dazed and confused look on his face. Officers approached the vehicle on foot, looking through the partially rolled down front passenger side window. An officer observed marijuana laying on the center console of the vehicle in plain view. The defendant was identified by his Texas ID card and asked to step out of the vehicle. The defendant stepped out of the vehicle and was detained in handcuffs. Officers then observed a pistol in plain view and partially sticking out that was shoved between the front driver's seat and the center console of the vehicle. The pistol was not holstered. The defendant also informed the officers that he did have a pistol in the vehicle after he was asked if he had any firearms in the car. Officers then conducted a probable cause search of the vehicle and collected the marijuana and pistol as evidence. No other illegal items were located.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your cases, both of your cases. You don't have a Texas driver license, do you?
No, sir. It just expired.
You're not allowed to drive.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you drove here, you better not drive home.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care where you're going, what's happening in your life. If you don't have a license and liability insurance in your name, you are not allowed to drive.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to tell you now, there's no quicker way that you will get to jail.
Yes, sir.
And if you violate these conditions, I'm telling you, your bond is going to go sky high. And you have 2 cases, so it will be double, triple amount 2 times over.
Yes, sir.
You were given a free bond in these cases now. That's why you're out of jail. You will not get any more.
Yes, sir.
As a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're smoking any kind of dope, you will go to jail.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, sir?
Dope.
What do you do for a living?
Right now I look for work.
When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
Full-time job was last month.
Doing what?
Walmart being an auto technician.
I stopped.
They had fired me because it was a system problem. But I couldn't call HR to get the job back.
So a system malfunction got you fired? I don't believe that for a second. What really happened, sir?
It was a system malfunction because I talked to the person, like the HR lady, to ask about my points because she said my attendance was bad, but
It is live chat.
Did you graduate from high school?
Sir?
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
It's now time that you get another job.
Yes, sir.
I will give you a lawyer today. However, I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, I want to see what you've done to get a job. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well for you.
Yes, sir.
You have too much time on your hands and you're becoming self-destructive and it's hurting you. You've now picked up 2 cases. Things are not going well. And we're going to make sure that they turn around and start going the right way.
Yes, sir.
And if that means having to put you up in there for a while, I'll do it in a heartbeat. You understand?
Yes, sir.
First things first, no more marijuana.
Yes, sir.
Next, it's time for you to get a job.
Yes, sir.
The worst possible thing you can do in this short life that we have, Mr. Brooks, is get into a car and drive. I will be extremely unsympathetic with you if you get into a car for any reason. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see if I have an application on file. Correct. No driving. So you guys don't need to file it because I'm going to have it monitored through pretrial services. You will be monitored through pretrial services. They're going to call you to take a drug test. If you do not go, a warrant will issue. You will be signing this affidavit. This is a promise you're making to me that you're not going to drive.
Yes, sir.
For any reason. All right. So Stephen, do you mind giving me an application, please? I will give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I will have you speak to someone today. Okay? All right.
659 subs. Our guy from last night should be in Judge Simpson's court potentially in 10 minutes.
Oh, Tracy, no weapons too. Okay.
Thanks, guys. Okay, so if anyone knows who Court Vibes is, they seem to know me. If you're here, I appreciate you bringing the judge's attention to me yesterday. I'm not sure if you watch, I don't know, but somehow they knew me. No, Bob, it's not live, it's yesterday's. We're catching up because lovely. I had to pop out, so I went with the safest option. And also in this chat, the judge talks about me. Mel, when I tried to knit, this part of my finger got so sore.
Want to sign up my account?
Oh, thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at some point.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't have it yet.
Guess you're covering multiple courts today too, huh?
Just one.
Okay.
And it wasn't much really, so.
I am like super famous. I have 670 subscribers. If I ever get like that, you guys need to humble me. My on air isn't, it is on air. It is, it's just it's daytime. Can you see it better now?
Is that it? Okay, come up, Mr. Luna.
Bob, I'm Vicky McCullum. This is my channel.
You are
and
on
I'm
notice
confused.
now. I'm resetting your case for 31 days. You will come back and you will take a drug test. If the drug test comes back positive, that means that you're continuing to smoke. Guess where you're going to be? Right. No more smoking any dope. No more driving. No weapons. Don't pick up any new cases. I will triple your bond on both of your cases. And at some point, someone's going to stop ponying all that money because every time you violate those conditions, they lose money. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll reset this for 31 days. No drugs, alcohol, random testing, no driving. You don't have a Texas driver license, do you, Mr. Luna?
I do.
Do you have valid insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
If you can show me that he has valid insurance, has his name on it with whatever car he's driving, then I'll allow him to drive. But I want to make sure that he has insurance in his name. Logan, are you able to verify that he has a valid TDL?
Yes, he has a valid driver's license.
Okay, great.
I have a number of them, so-
Okay, so for now, until you prove to me that you have insurance in your name, I mean, if you can get it now off a website, then I'll allow you to drive. But until that point, there's no driving. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. You understand? 3 strikes, you're out.
If you get that to me tomorrow, next day I can come talk to the judge and we can get that resolved.
I can get it right now if I have my phone. Okay, I'm okay with it. All right. You know what's expected of you. No more chances for you, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Thanks, Bob. That was very funny.
Oh, and Mr. Rushing. How old is he? Mr. Luna, come back up here.
He is enrolled in school, Judge, so, well, I'm not in summer, obviously, but
How old are you? What do you do with your life now? What do you mean, nothing? Only in summer. Are you in high school? Yes, sir. What grade are you in? So you'll be starting your senior year? Sir. Okay. Who do you live with? Mom or dad? Oh, is your dad around? So what are you gonna do for the entire summer? How are you gonna keep yourself out of trouble, Mr. Luna? Myself at home until school. I think it's probably a good time for you to get a job. Perhaps like a part-time job to keep you out of trouble and to get you with a little bit of money. It's probably a good idea because when you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive, my friend. This is going to hurt you wherever you go now because you have 2 open cases. Okay, I just want to make sure that he's still in high school and that he's not dropping out. All right, Mr. Luna, see you in 30 days.
Okay, guys, Bob wins today. I'm sorry, Bob wins chat. That was very funny. I think I'm too early for the mention. Hey, Steve, because I'm like quite a few hours behind. 1 hour.
Case that we gave him he doesn't have a lawyer, but we gave him an exclusion zone and he's going into the exclusion zone. I know. So, how do you want to go about getting him back over here? Well, we can't execute him. I mean, everything's a capital offense with her, you know? It's a capital trespass.
Oh, Cohen.
Is there some,
Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna
he's
try find it
monitored through pretrial. Do you want to see?
because we need to watch this together.
I was going to say Friday. Happy space or whatnot, and so you know that I have it to make your life easier. Really. You know, you don't have to come. But I mean, I do need proof. Hi, Harold. So you sent me something that he's in the hospital.
Yeah, she called me yesterday and I was like, bad timing.
Why?
I was just at bad timing and.
Oh, when they called
She was
you?
like, well, he's trying to hold off on whether to go to the doctor or not. I said, he's sick, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the ER.
You don't hold off.
Get a little emergency room or something, so just get proof that you were seeing them, the judge would be okay with it, but just give me documentation. And so he's apparently at the Memorial Herman, LN 610. And
He's still there now?
He's there now, and she told me he was being tested, and then she just told me they said it's a possible appendicitis, but they're waiting on test results.
And so just keep me in the loop. We'll roll it to tomorrow for now. And we'll see if he's still in there tomorrow. He's still in there tomorrow. But I mean, I do need proof. I'm not going to take his word for it. Right?
So it's nice.
Cohen, there are so many insomniacs in this chat. Most of us except Mel apparently are all insomniacs. So I get how you feel. It's not easy.
And I sent proof of this.
I do. I see it. So for now, we'll just kind of play in a holding pattern until we know what's going to happen with him. If it's appendicitis that he might get operated on, I don't know. So.
Take those out of home now.
Say it again.
Take those out of home now. The commercial guy was got in trouble taking it out.
No, it wouldn't surprise me if they have, laparoscopic, whatever. If they can do it like that, I don't know, but.
Let's grasp.
Best free area. And then does he have insurance? I hope so. I don't know if that's a very costly procedure if he does.
Yes, he does. She mentioned that they have insurance.
Great. Okay, so let's roll it to tomorrow.
Oh,
we'll see.
thanks, Lisa.
Where he's at and just, let him know to keep us in the loop.
Sure.
I'm not going to ding him for being in the hospital. I want to know for sure that he's in the hospital.
She mentioned I forgot to have the GPS on too, so if I show you there at the hospital.
Oh, that's a good point. Right. The GPS will also tell us where he's at too. No, that's a good point. I don't know. Why didn't I think of that?
She mentioned nothing else.
No, you're right though. Yeah. Good thinking. Okay, Harold. I guess that's it for now.
All right, thanks, Judge.
Hey.
And I could have Zoom, but I wanted to come and talk in person. I could have Zoom, but I wanted to come and see in person on this.
You can always Zoom. You don't have to come. You know that I have it to make your life easier. Brother. You know, you don't have to come. Oh, okay. Well, then that's something different. But if this is your only thing, Zoom. That's why we do it.
Tomorrow I'm seeing, but I'll try to come to first about no things.
Right. And then we'll be here late. So you can always come in later too if need be. Bye, Trace. Thanks. Okay. The
25,002.
yeah, sorry. And bear with me a second. I have to do a bail order too. Yeah.
One off docket. Let's go. No,
They filed a dismissal.
Sorry, guys. Now we're skipping a lot. Wait, there. He started chatting here. Yes, Bob, I am every day. Okay, I'll send you guys over there once we've seen this part, because I think we've all been bursting. Well, I know at least Steve and I have been bursting. Oh, sorry. No. We can't do this now because our guy's in court. Oh man. Okay. Well, I ruined that one. Okay. If you're new, I go live at about 1 p.m. Central African time every day. And then in the evenings, kind of sporadically. I'm sorry that I'm saying goodbye while chewing. I really want to see what happened to the guy that we watched last night. Bob, I'm in Cape Town, South Africa. So I'm going to be watching Judge Simpson very closely. I thought he'd go straight in. Wait. No. It loaded and then it stopped. All right, so RA is live now. Yep, he's live. All right. I'm going to portal us across. If you haven't done this before, there's quite a few new people. I'm going to end the stream, and then it's going to say Vicky's going to, and you can click to go straight away. Or if you just wait, if you're not by your phone, you're just listening, it will transfer you after a certain amount of time. So don't stress. All right, I will see you guys either later or tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out and getting me to 662 subscribers. That is amazing. Massachusetts, there's a lot of Massachusetts people here. Okay, see you guys there. Bye. Oh, Linda, sorry.